stream. Yes, I want to start the stream. Yes, indeed, we're going to start the stream. True indeed, let's start the stream. For all my team, let's start the stream. What's the what? What's the what? What's the what, y'all? Yo, yo, yo. It is your man, our son, the voice of reason, holding it down on another Tuesday night. Welcome to Boom Back Therapeutics. This is probably the third name that I've had for this, which is fine. You know, we go through these things and try and figure out what's the what and so on and so forth. Yeah, man. So what's up, y'all? Y'all doing good? Everything all right? Y'all chilling on the chilling? I hope so. Said it's Tuesday night, and as I go through the world of what this is going to be, this live stream, whether it's just me telling y'all stories about what it is I do and what I've done and so on and so forth. A bunch of y'all joined me for for my cop story last week. That was pretty cool. Hey, Betty Lynn, what's going on? So you guys heard the secret origin of me as a cop. Mad people were like, "Are you serious, bro? Increase my volume a tad?" Sure, I can. Is that better? Is that better? We're gonna turn that up just a little bit. Hope that's better. Yeah, man. So, like I said last week, we heard the secret origin of your man as a cop, which was an experience that I'm glad I had. But now I do this for a living, whatever all of this is. I want to make sure that what you need to hear is up and what you don't need to hear is down. All right, Diego. I'm glad we're better now. Yeah, man. So we just here kicking it, doing our thing. It's another Tuesday night. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Who's with me tonight? I got a couple folks with me here on the Twizzy Ditch. A couple folks here on Facebook. A couple cats here chilling on YouTube as well. Yeah, man, we getting in. Thank you for it would be a great story if it wasn't true. The fact that it's true just makes it whack. I mean, it's life, whatever. Right now it's funny. I come on here every week and there's so much I want to tell you guys about what's happening and what's going on with Gangstagrass and all this other stuff. There's so much stuff, but I can't tell you. Otherwise, they would string me up, and since we don't want that to happen, I just have to indulge you guys with random goofery and all sorts of madness, the sorts of stuff that I just kind of make up as I go along. Yeah, we just got that done. Oh, all this stuff is happening. Oh man, this is boy, there's so much I want to tell you guys. Like, there's the thing, and then the other thing, and that thing right there. Boy, man, I can't wait to tell y'all about that. But that's neither here nor there. I know, right? I know. I'm a tease. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. I don't mean to be a tease. But, like I said, if I told you, they would hunt me down. And that's not what I need right now. That is not the sort of, that wouldn't be good for any of us. You know what I mean? I don't need the man coming after me. So, in the meantime, how are y'all? How's everything going, man? Everybody good? Y'all doing your thing? Chilling? You know what I mean? Rocking out? Staying out of trouble and such? Because that's what I want to know. We got up here in the joint. Shell's in the joint. Sleeves in the joint. Jen's at the place. Right? Thank you, Sleeves. Tell him we can't tell him. We can't tell him. I can talk about it in my brain and be like, ooh, but the John. Ooh, so much John. Now, yeah, okay. See, this is why it's always good to have Sleeves around. stuff we can talk about. For all my people that are barnstormers with us here on Gangstagrass.com, um, there's going to be some new barnstormery going on. So anybody that's been a barnstormer, it's an OG barnstormer. Um, through May 31st, that status will will pop for real, for real. And then there's going to be a new set of barnstormers that won't be the OG barnstormers, so you still have a chance to get in on that. If you're still not a barnstormer, you can still click the link, join up, and become part of the OG fam-a-lam-a-lam. It doesn't mean you're any better. It's just that you snuck it in before the universe changes. It's very much a sort of Crisis on Infinite Earths. The whole universe changed and that sort of thing. Now, Betty Lynn over here on YouTube wants to know about the UNESCO blessing that we got a couple years back. That I found out about that day. Oh no, maybe not that day. I think I found out about it that day because I wasn't really paying attention. But no, they blessed us with the first. I have to look it up exactly what it is. Whatever it was, though, we were the first ones. We got the first one, and so that was the joint. That was pretty darn dope, and I'll tell you what, that'll be the story for next week. So thank you for that, Betty Lynn, for giving me something to do next week. For right now, though, if you're on Twitch, you'll see Sleeves just dropped the info on that. So last month to get in as an early adopter, anyone who's been supporting the Barnstormers from June 1st will be OG forever and always get cool bonuses and benefits, are helping us out during the first year when it was extraordinarily important. Like, y'all helped me eat, not even gonna lie. So big ups, and you can still be a part of that before June 1st if you get in on the Barnstormery. You can still check all that stuff out. So in the meantime, I had promised that tonight I was going to tell you guys the story of it's 4 days actually past the 1 year birthday, such that it was, of my first solo album, Boom Bap Therapy. And I had been talking about this record. I put the idea for the thing together back in 2017. And a whole lot of it was supposed to happen then, and then a whole lot of other stuff happened and delayed a lot. But so, Boom Bap Therapy is an idea that I kind of came up with because it like most of the time when I'm just sort of thinking or trying to get through something or whatever, I got beats on, and it's always as it's known, boom bap hip hop. A lot of it is straight from the the late '80s through the '90s. A lot of some of it's still very current, but you're not if you're just getting introduced to a lot of hip hop now, you're not getting as much depending on what your sources are, right? And so for me, it's always been that sort of energy. So when I started putting together the title of the album, putting the album together, that was the idea for me. Like, how do I get by? What gets me through? And that it was very much that boom bap therapy, the idea of me just kind of kicking back or whatever the situation was and just sort of getting lost in the beat, right? And so put the album together and had a bunch of different ideas and track ideas and song ideas, that kind of thing. There's so much stuff that didn't make the album that I still want to do. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm still working on that's going to make the next album. Just all sorts of stuff like that. But for this one in particular, it wound up being 12 tracks. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can figure this out. Again, thank God for Sleeves for helping me with all this. See if that shows up there. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Are you guys seeing this thing yet? No. Wait. No, that's not what it's supposed to be. That's not what it's supposed to be at all. Yes, I know I just added a browser source. Dummy. Oh, Lord. This is what happens when you're a 55-year-old man working with 10-year-old technology or something like that. Not even 55. I know I added a browser source. Yo. How does this even happen? Am I even allowed to use all this stuff? I don't think I am. Yes, I know. Set the URL to the page you like. I did set the URL to the page I want to display. Stupid. Oh my god. Wait, there it is. Haha, hold on. All right, check this out. Here we go. Watch this. Such a child. I have no idea what's going on. All right, let's see what happens. There we go. Haha, it worked. Swackadoo. Yeah, man. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we are cooking with gas. Now let's see if I can move this thing. Can we do that? No. No, can't do that. Let's see if I can make this bigger because I want you guys to be able to see this whole thing. So the album Boom Bap Therapy, put together the title in 2017, and most of it is relatively new, right? Some of it's a little bit older. For example, let me see if I can get you guys to see this whole thing here. I really want you to see this whole page. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll get to that part. So the first track, the intro, was actually a beat by my man JJ Brown. Jay is one of my homies from Penn State, one of my dearest friends in the world. He actually helped me put together the first EP I ever put out. Words of Art. And then produced a bunch of, he produced the whole Flight Brothers album that my partner Nate and I did. Shout out to my man Ad Liberal. And so he put that whole album together. He and my homie E Mine did a couple tracks on there. It was my whole Penn State fan. We put together a very, very cool album called The Aaron and Wayne Review, featuring me and Ad Liberal. Who else was on there? NYC was on there. JJ's on there. It was a good time. We had a really good time making that record. So the first beat on here is one of JJ's joints, and it was the kind of thing he had put together. Thank you, Sleeves. I'm such an imbecile. It was a joint he had put together a while back, and he had this just a beat, just a beat CD that he had given to me, and I used a couple of them, and I was going through it, and I was like, "Yo, Jay, can I use a couple of these old beats?" He was like, "Go ahead, man, go crazy." And so the first one, the intro is just, a verse I had written and never used for anything else, but it felt like a good way to sort of introduce the album. So, the first lines of it is, "I stay living on the brink of broke, but don't drink a smoke, or even toke my problems away. And if you ask me, what I probably say is being irresponsible is what got me this way." And that's my existence. It's a bit of a mess sometimes, but it's good, and I found good people to share it with, and so we're just trying to get my way through it and sort of improve the whole thing. And so when I put that together, when that verse was there and I never used it, I was like, you know what? I need to use this whole verse for something because it's too dope, and it's too dope not to use, and it fits the album. I gotta figure out how to make this thing bigger so you guys can see the rest of this, because it's getting on my nerves. All right, let's try this. This is gonna take up my face, but it's okay. Nobody's trying to see my face. Come on, go, do it. Darn it. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way for you guys to see the whole thing. Yes, there does, and I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's the first track, the intro, and it's just called intro, and it says it on the if you guys want to really take a look at this, open up the browser, hit go to boombaptherapy.com, and it says intro, and in parentheses it says nice, and that's my man Dan, who is also a part of 5G Studios, put together, was there for the recording of it, and you hear him in the background. He just kind of laughs. He's like, nice. And so I was like, you know what? That we're gonna keep that there, and that's what we're gonna call that. Are you guys watching my head move around? I have no idea what I'm doing. So the second track is a joint called Timelines with Alexa Gold is on the hook on that, and I don't know if I've done a show in the last year without talking about Alexa Gold and how amazing she is. As a singer, as a producer, as an engineer now. But I did this track and I was like, it's okay. It's good. It's not great, and it needs something. And so I reached out to Alexa. Was like, hey, I wrote this hook. Can you sing the hook um, over me rapping the hook and add a little oomph to it? And she damn sure did, man. So shout out to Alexa Gold, who's actually producing a lot of stuff for me now. The track that I just dropped, Multitasking, is one of hers. Um, I would play a snippet or a track, but I would get in trouble. Apparently, Facebook gets mad if you play music on your live streams, even if it's your own music. And I want everybody to be able to see the whole thing. So I wanna, but I also don't want to lose anybody. But I will. I'm gonna send you the link. Actually, the link is right above your comment, like 2 comments above that. If you just go to boombaptherapy.com, when you get a minute, take a listen, give it a listen. Feel free to even buy a copy, cause bills gotta get paid. Yeah, DJ shameless self promotion. Ooh, save it for the end. Shell, you're a thinker. You are a thinker. Um, so that's track 2, Timelines, featuring Alexa Gold, and just a bunch of stuff, man. Stuff I seen. And yeah. Track 3, I Am. Produced by DJ Why Not, with whom I recorded most of this record. Timeline was actually Alexa Gold's on track. Produced by Chops, the Magnificent Butcher, formerly of the Philadelphia hip hop group, the Mountain Brothers. One of my favorite groups of all time. Chops, Styles, and Parallel. Shout out to those guys, man. Those guys are so dope. MCs. Chops is an amazing producer. They should have been universally just. Everybody should know who the Mountain Brothers are. They were fantastic. Shout out to those guys, man. And so Chops and I go way back. We go back to Penn State. Yeah, we met. I met Chops at Penn State. And so I reached out. I was just reaching out to people, telling them I was putting the album out. And he was like, yo, I heard you're putting out an album. You want a couple beats? And I was like, sure, I would love a Chops beat. This guy sends me a folder of 17 beats. These just obnoxiously wonderful joints. And, I'm, giving them all a listen. There's like 10 of them I wanted to use. I was like, all right, I want to mix this up a little bit. So I got 4 joints for the album that I used. And then I'm doing... there's a couple more that I'm gonna use that I haven't used yet. So shout out to Chops for blessing me with those, and yeah, it's such an amazing track, really really dope. Track 3, I Am, produced by DJ Why Not. That's my guy, man. So here's the funniest part about. No, I'm sorry. This was recorded by Why Not. I forgot this was one of my man Jay Will's beats. I'm gonna tell you the Why Not story first. DJ Why Not was actually he actually dated my ex-wife, and she was like, "You would love this dude. Like, you guys would be best friends." And we met, and I was like, "Yo, this dude's dope. His production's amazing, and we're still very cool. That's my man." He's a very, very good dude, an amazing producer, dope on the wheels, and he put it together. He did a lot with this track, just to make it sound the way I wanted, and man, he put this thing together real nice. Um, so shout out to him for that. The producer on this track is a guy named Jason Williams. Now, I've known several Jason Williams in my day. This guy, Jay Will, he and I met, if you would, on on when I was at University of Delaware. I was doing some research on a paper and found his research that he had done on some hip hop stuff. I was like, all right, cool, this is pretty dope. And me and him, connected. We're chatting and whatnot. And he said he made beats. I was like, oh, where? Like, I'm gonna check him out. He sent me this link to this beat page. I can't remember what the link was. I have no idea where these beats went. He was like, yeah, whatever you want to use, go crazy. So I took like 5 or 6 beats. I can't find this dude. I have no idea where he is. I'm not sure where his contact information is. I have no idea how to find him. If anybody knows the mysterious Jay Will, that's what I call him. That's his producer name now. He's got a couple of joints credited to him on the album. As the mysterious Jay Will, that's him. And if anybody knows him, tell him to hit me up, dude, because I love his stuff and I would love to get some more of his joints. We'll take care of him, and so shout out to Jay Will. Yeah, he made that beat, and it was fantastic, and it was a lot of fun, and just me talking a lot of shit. After most of the album, it's just me talking a lot of shit, but it's fun shit talkery. We're not. I try not to. I'm not. I'm a hip hop dude. Don't get it twisted. But unless it's obviously like a story I'm telling, like this is something that's obviously made up, like War of the Words, you're not gonna get a whole lot from me that's like I killed everybody last week and then I got all these drugs. Like it's just me talking shit. But this one is really, it's pretty dope because it's me. A lot of it is about my kids. There's a line, and this is father of 3 half black kids that have no doubt exactly what that black is about. Catch a smack in the mouth if you try to question me and mine. They're specially designed with a destiny to shine, and I'm here to make sure things go according to plan. This is where I came from, what I'm about, and who I rep for. And who I rep for is, if you go to the page and check out the link of the track, there's my 3 weirdos sitting on the front steps of my house, and this picture is maybe a year old, and they all look so much older. It's not even funny. It's really wild how much older they look. So that's track 4. I am. Where are we at next? Track 5 is Veni Vidi. Shout out to all my people that know any Latin or whatever. Veni Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. This is when it's just, I came, I saw, and it's just some stuff that I saw and that I put together in story form. I'm alone riding on a subway train. I'm alone walking through the mall. I'm alone driving down the road on a rainy day, and just stuff that's going on around me. And it's fun. It was a lot of fun, and most of this stuff has kind of happened. 2 yards. I have never robbed a bank. But the storytelling on that is so much fun that it's one of my favorite joints. I love that record. Love that record to death. But yeah, Veni Vidi, just me kind of, seeing things throughout the world, and having some fun with it. You don't get a lot of alone time when you're a single dad of a 7-year-old, but when you do, it's fun to just sort of put it out there into the world of the stuff that's going on, and like, hey, here's what's going on over here. So yeah, that's again a favorite. Somebody asked me once if I had a favorite track on the album, and I It's like asking if you have a favorite kid. Um, so I couldn't say that I do. Um, Lights Out is track number 6. Um, there's a I have 4 people ask me why this song is called Lights Out. Produced by my man DJ Why Not once again. And shout out to Biscuit Town Recording for the mastering on this one. They were doing some stuff for just mastering tracks for free last year for artists and such that were stuck in the pandemic like everybody else was. But it was like, yo, we'll do this for you because we could, and they did a really good job on this one. So man, people are asking like, why is this song called Lights Out? There's no mention of Lights Out, like nothing. There's a line at the end where I said, cooler than Brad Lidge when he's playing the closure, more flavor than a plate of ambrosia. I told you. Brad Lidge was the closer for the 2008 Phillies, that won the World Series, and he went 48-0 in saves that year, and they called him Lights Out Lidge. So that's where that's from. I can't tell you how many people were like, yo, like, why is this track called Lights Out? That's why. So shout out to the 08 Phillies, Brad Lidge, and Philly sports in general. There's lots of Philly sports references in here, all over this record, and all over most of the stuff that I do. I'm not as bad as my partner Adlib. Adlib is he's a monster. That dude is everything is Philly sports with that guy. God bless him. Track number 7 is called Think It Through. Funny story about this track, and I just reposted this the other day. It's the ultimate, the official Check Your Man's anthem, and there's 3 verses on it. The first verse is about a dude that was hollering at this young John that he didn't pay attention to how young she was, and knocked her off, and her brother decided it was time to smack the bejesus out of him. And then the second verse is about a dude that was hanging out, drank a little bit too much, and went for a drive and crashed his car and got a DUI for that. And then the third verse is about white people using the N-word, and that verse came from a very very specific night. Not a specific night, but it's stuff that I've encountered. You know what I mean? And my man, when I worked at the bar at the Deer Park Tavern I used to work at down in Delaware. Shout out to my Deer Park, my DPGs. There was a girl that approached me one night. I'm talking to her 2 friends, and they introduced me to this girl. I may have told this story before. They introduced me to this girl, and she was like, "Oh, well, now I'm glad I know that somebody that works here, because this N-word at the door wasn't gonna let me in." And I looked at her like, "Oh, that, you should be careful with that. That's not something you should want to throw around." And she was like, "Well, I say it with my friends all the time." I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, that's fine. You and I aren't friends. We just met. I know grown men that would have punched you in the face for that." And fortunately enough, there's a line in the song that says, "Good thing for you, you made the choice to try that mess with the voice, because I'm not going to be the one that's going to knock you out. I'm just going to let you know that it's possible that you could get knocked out doing that sort of thing. So you're warned. Be careful next time." And so that's what no sound. What? Really? Hold on a second there, Oregon Rogue. Did I mess something up? Because I'm known to do that. I am known to do that. Now, that's on you, because according to this, all of my sounds is saying that their sounds. Whew. Okay, good. All right. Where was I? Okay. Everybody hears me. Gaze Bob hears me, and a Curious Bird hears me. Cool. Where was I? Where was I? Think it through. Yeah. Funny story. I actually did this song live way before I recorded it at the bar I was working at. And shout out to my man DJ Double E who ran the beat for me and everything, and he did the cuts on it. That Why Not laid out on that. That's produced again by the mysterious J Will. Another one of his joints. And DJ Why Not put the whole thing together and did the cuts on it. Um, yeah, so it's a fun little track, a little bit to listen to, just to make sure you keep yourself out of trouble. Um, Super Ego is another one of those joints that sometimes you need on a hip hop record, just a whole lot of shit talking. Um, Produced by again another J Will joint. Wrench actually put this one together down at his spot. We did three joints at his spot, and I'll get to two of them in a little bit that he produced. But we recorded that one down at his place as well. And yeah, man, sometimes you need. It's all good. It's all good, Oregon Rogue. No big deal. Yeah, sometimes you need to just talk some shit on a rap record. That's what we do. Um, yeah, so uh, a lot of fun on that. I think um, the most fun rap records are where dudes are just talking shit. You know what I mean? Like you need a good story here and there, and every now and again you need to learn something. But sometimes you just got to talk shit, and there's a lot of that on Super Ego. Hence the name. Track 9, The Right Honorable. The Right Honorable is actually a title, not just a song title. Produced again by DJ Why Not. He put this whole joint together. So a couple years back, in Gangstagrass did some shows in Scotland at a Scottish manor called Inshira, and we've become very good friends with the Lord and Lady of the manor. Um, and their kids and their daughter was telling me that I was like, all right, well, your parents are Lord and Lady. I'm like, what's your title? And she told me the Right Honorable, and then her name. I'm like, what? That's amazing. I would use that everywhere. That would be my full signature. People would have to. That would be my full name, like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing, like a pimp name Slickback. Like, bruh. So I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm dedicating a song to that. It's going to be a song title. And so I wrote this record, and it sonically, it just kind of worked. It was very sort of royal sounding, and it worked. It fit. And so I switched up the right and wrote it as, writing honorable, and threw the U in there just to make it as UK enough as possible. And there it was. Luis Ramirez. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, dude. Um, yeah, I put that joint together in honor of our dear friends at Inshira. Shout out to those guys. Hope to see you guys real soon. Um, so that's track 9. Track 10. Track 10 is a song called John 3:16. And which I've explained several times, and I don't mind explaining it because I'm not gonna lie, I'm really proud of this concept. So for those of you that aren't from Philly and don't know what the concept of John is, right? John it's like a universal pronoun. It can be anything. Yo, hand me that John over there. Yo, we're going into the John real quick. It's also very often used by guys that, discuss women. Like, yo, it was Mad Jones up in the party last night, blah, 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 whatever. Yo, John over there fly as hell, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And so it just kind of so you got that part first, right? For any of my older sports heads, there was a guy back in the 70s, late 70s, late 70s, a little bit into early 80s. that would show up at like baseball stadiums and football games and stuff, and holding a sign that said John 3:16, and he was referencing the Bible verse. I read a story about this guy. He went crazy many moons ago, and so it just kind of worked. And then the 3:16 part is an idea of, yeah, never heard of John dudes referred to as Johns. It just doesn't happen. So this guy went a little bit crazy, and but that was his thing. So we did a when I was doing it, I was like, all right, well, one of the things that's been happening over the last few years is like a lot of standard song structure, hip hop wise, has changed a lot. So you very rarely now do you get that third verse. And I'm a third verse guy. I love third verses, particularly if they're good ones. So when I wrote this song and put it together, I was like, you know what? We're gonna keep that third verse. Actually, a lot of the songs on the album are three verses. Timelines is Lights Out, Think It Through, Super Ego, John 3:16 are three verses. And just to sort of hold on to that whole thing, that very classic idea of three verses, usually of 16 bars. So it just worked. John 3 verses, 16 bars. John 3:16. And I was like, I was not gonna lie, I was really proud of that one. So I did T-shirts of it, so you can find those up on the website, boombaptherapy.com, in 4 different colors, Philly sports colors, of course: blue for the Sixers, burgundy for the Phils, orange for the Flyers, green for the Eagles. My man Kenny Thomas, he drew up the logo that says John 3:16 on a Pennsylvania license plate, just to make it as Philly as possible. So yeah, I'm a fan of that. That's probably my favorite title. Yeah, I think I can. At the very least, I can say that's my favorite title. With a close second being, John 3:16 was produced and engineered by DJ Why Not, and mastered by Biscuit Town Recordings. A very close second, as far as titles, the joint called Unicorn Meat. And Unicorn Meat, I enjoy everything about this record. Produced by Wrench. We recorded it down at his crib, the Fortress of Funkitude, as I like to call it. Dave Peterson, get something new every time you listen to the record. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate that. That's the goal. That is always the goal for somebody, to get something new out of, every time they listen to it and every time they check it out. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. So we Unicorn Meat. If you look on the website, there's a picture for every track, a different one that sort of symbolizes it a little bit. I don't know, but this is a picture taken by one of the Gangstagrass's fiddle players, Melody Allegra. Shout out to Melody. We did a show in Louisville, Kentucky, and we got to the show, and for some odd reason, I don't remember if it was around Halloween or not, if it had just happened or was whatever the case, there was a unicorn head mask just sitting on the stage, which we just sort of adopted and kind of carried it around all night. There's a picture of me just holding it, and I was talking about how much I would love unicorn meat, and it just sort of stuck. And I told Melody, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna name a song that. There's no mention of unicorns in the song, except for this random sample that Wrench found of a guy saying unicorn meat that he scratches into the beginning, and it's hilarious. And when he found that, I was like, you know what, this dude does no, he can do no wrong. Wrench can do no wrong. The most amazing human being I've ever encountered. He found a sample of a guy saying unicorn meat. So there it is. A fantastic track that Wrench put together. And he played a bunch of the instruments on there, and he actually had people just playing a bunch of stuff, and then just took various bits of what they played and put together a banger. I love that record to death. Yeah, so that's where that came from. Again, it's one of those the people ask me like, why is this song called Unicorn Meat? Well, like, why? What? Okay, that's why. Um, Down to the last two tracks. Track 12, joint called World's Finest. And for those that don't know, I am also a member of a uh, podcasting team called the Black Tribbles. Black Tribbles actually just wrapped up our 10th year last week of, not last week, 2 weeks ago, of 10 years of radio and podcasting. I actually started Black Tribbles the same month that I started touring with Gangstagrass. And so they've been an integral part of my life for a very, very long time. And Black Tribbles actually became a thing because the guy that's on this track, my man Len, aka Cruz, he used to do a radio show back in Philly called The Wreck. It was a hip hop radio show on G Town Radio. Shout out to G Town Radio. And so he invited me on there, and we played my joint War of the Words, which you can also find on boombacktherapy.com from the EP The Art of Words. And he loved the song. We talked about that most of the night and just sort of geekery and all that sort of stuff. And so he came back to me and was like, yo, I've been looking for this idea. Yeah, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Curious Bird. And so he came back to me with this idea. He was like, I'm looking for this sort of a space to create for, black nerds and geeks to just sort of geek out about the stuff they geek out about. And would you be interested in getting down? I was like, heck yeah, man. And so Black Tribbles was born. And he used to rhyme many, many moons ago. And I told him that one day I was going to get him on the track. I was like, this is going to happen. I'm bringing you out of retirement. You're going to get on this track with me. And sure enough, he did. And he got it in. And he hates this verse. He hates it. I love it. As a matter of fact, as much as I love it, my son, my 7-year-old son, who's actually his godson, when Alex was born, I couldn't choose a godparents for him. So I was like, the Tribbles. So he's got 9 godparents. No, 10? He's got 10 godparents. He's got Len, Kennedy, Eric, Jason. I've added Dante, Ariel, Gabe, and Isaiah. So that's 9. 8. 9. 8. Plus his Auntie Patty and Uncle Carlos. Yeah, he's got 10 godparents. So, but I told Len that he was going to get down on this. And so everybody in Tribble Nation has a Tribble designation based on a thing that they geek out about. So I am obviously Super Tribble, right? Len is Bat Tribble. He's a Batman guy, has been forever. And so when we decided to do a track together, we were like, well, it's got to be called World's Finest because Superman and Batman are the world's finest team. So, yeah, we did knock the joint out. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, was saying, Alex likes his Uncle Len's verse better than he likes mine. I'm this boy's father. I raise this boy, feed this boy every day, do his difficult ass, and everything this boy needs in his life he gets from me. He likes Uncle Len's verse better. Punk. But no, it's it's a fun song. It's a lot of fun. And I'm a big fan of that. I'll bang that out. And if cats were like, yo, play me a joint, I'll definitely play World's Finest. 'Cause I love that record to death. Um, and then the last song on the album is a joint called "Keep It Cool." Um, Produced by Wrench, another joint that he had created. Played a bunch of samples and put the joint together. And I recorded at his place, and I was like, "Yeah, this is dope. This is gonna be real cool." I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, as far as the hooks or whatever. And so he sends me the track, right? I'm like, okay, cool. And I remember where I came in and, what was going to happen. I let the beat, as a matter of fact, I let the beat on this run a little bit. And I mentioned it just, I want people to just sort of get lost in the vibe of this beat. It's really, really dope. And then this voice comes in. I was like, who is this? Wrench was in contact with a phenomenal singer named Olivia Kay from Olivia Kay and the Parkers, and had her come in and sing the hook, "Keep It Cool." And this record blew my mind. I was like, how, what, how, this wasn't this dope when I recorded this. And man, he laced this thing so hard. It was the biggest surprise to me because that was like, I didn't know that he was going to do that coming into it. And it turned out so good. So very good. And she just, when the verses are done, she just rides out the hook. Oh man, it is so very good. And one of the reasons why, when I put together the order of the album, right, I wanted it to start with a really cool voice in Alexa Gold after the intro, with her doing the hook on that, and I wanted it to end with another really just great voice, to sort of bring the whole thing to a very nice close. And I think that the two of them opened and closed the record really well, and it flows out really nice. I'm very, very proud of this record, and everybody that's involved in it just did such an amazing job. From the beats to the cuts on it, the engineering, just everything. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have been able to get this work done. I had set up a GoFundMe for it, and a bunch of people helped me put this thing together. They haven't gotten their physical copies of the album yet because the plan was to put them together and take them on the road and sell them, and then have copies to send out to people. And then COVID hit and shut all that down. So the surprise for this show is, I'm probably going to put those together in the next month or two, to have those ready when we head back out on the road. And so, God willing, we're out in September in the if the the UK shows happen, and wherever else we are, there will be physical copies of Boom Bap Therapy for sale, and we are. I'm really excited about that, and really excited about everybody that came through on the GoFundMe. I have not forgotten about you. I still have all your information, and everything is going to get sent out to you guys. There was a track that was supposed to go on there, that people that supported at a particular level were going to be on. And I still have the stuff you guys sent me. I'm just sort of reworking around that. That's going to wind up on the next project. But you are not forgotten. You guys helped me through some serious times, man. Like I said, the album got announced in 2017, and then Alex's mom got sick, and so there was, I was taking care, helping take care of her, and then taking care of the boy, and then my other two kids, and then the next year, my dad had a fall, and which put him in the hospital, and then he came home, and he had a seizure, and he got sick again. He was in and out of the hospitals and rehab places for about 6 months, and you know they told me at the end of 2018 to kind of prepare myself for him to pass away. And so a lot of this just got put on the back burner and put on hold and so on and so forth. And he got better. By the next Christmas, he was at my brother's house with us. Christmas 2019, he was at my brother's house with us. Um, Much weaker than he had been, but he was there, and he was able to be there, and that was a whole lot better. That actually helped me sort of finish the album. And then we were ready to do all this stuff beginning of 2020, and then COVID hit. And when COVID shut us down, and the band laced me with a bunch of recording stuff, I was like, you know what? Let me just knock this thing out, get it out to everybody that needs to get it, to engineer it, and so on and so forth, and put the whole thing together. And May 1st, when it dropped, I'm not out here making no money off of this thing, real money. Nobody really knows who I am, but the people that have heard it have given me love for it, and it definitely was a labor of love, just something I wanted to do and wanted to get out to the world so people knew what who our Son, the Voice of Reason was, and what I was about, and that sort of thing. And so when it dropped, I was really, really happy. It made me feel like I had done something good that wasn't it wasn't just my kids. Obviously, my kids are amazing, but I didn't give birth to them. Their mothers did that. So, but making that happen was definitely a good thing, and a good time, and it made for it made me happy. And the people that have heard it, like I said, have given me a really positive response on it. So shout out to everybody that's checked out the record and bought themselves a copy, and so on and so forth. There were a couple of joints that were supposed to make the album that didn't. I got these two verses from our good friend Shatora Lane from Winchester, Virginia. Shout out to Shatora. I'm still using that verse because it's amazing. And our buddy Lawrence Arnell, who I talk about all the time, put together a verse for me, and it's so good, man. Whew, that record. So that joint is definitely coming out. It is definitely coming out. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. It's a joint called Savagery, so that is going to drop it. I think I want to try and put that together for the next project, Negro Sunshine. And then there's another joint called The Brothers Brothers that features myself, my man Ad Libero, who I'm dragging out of retirement, bringing him back in the booth for one more joint, and my partner, the one Shanti, who a lot of you might know was the helped direct the video for the Gangstagrass joint Freedom. He put that together, and he did such a fantastic job on that. He's an amazing MC. Me and him did some stuff together back at Penn State. We had a crew called Black Ops. He and Lewis Logic and myself. Shout out to Lou. And then he's on did a bunch of stuff with 5G Productions. There's a great joint that we did called Fantastic Four. That was on J.J. Brown's solo album. And we did another joint called Fuck You Shit, which was a lot of fun too. Me, JJ, Shanti, and Adlib. So shout out to my whole 5G fam. God bless those guys. We put together some great stuff. That whole team that came together at Penn State at the time, man, whew, bro. There was man, that squad was something else. Shout out Lewis Logic and Jay Love and Shanti, Ad Liberal, JJ Brown, Kevin Kingston Killer, Don Dada, Elemental, Elemental and Tangent, Mike Jacks, DJ Opal, Big John Stud, God, DJ Needle Juice. Oh man, it was so many cats. Jackson Opal, like we had, bro. You would have never thought that Penn State University would have been so hip hop, but we did work. We did work. Our squad did work up there. It was so dope. So shout out to all those guys, man. We had such a good time making all those joints. Um, and so yeah, so Shanti and Dolio and Ad Liberal and myself, we're doing a joint on another Chops beat called the Brothers Brothers. That when I said we were doing this, like I was in the beginning stages of the record, and Dolio like a week later sent me the his verse with a hook on it, and it was just like, yo, wow, okay, cool, such a banger. I can't wait to put that out. It's such a great beat. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's probably gonna hit Negro Sunshine as well, which is the new project that I'm working on. Um, so yeah, man, that's the album, Boom Bap Therapy, and its origins. Um, Again, shout out to everybody involved in putting this thing together. I'm really proud of it. The goal is to just sort of keep pushing it. Just sort of dropping a single, not dropping a single, but just sort of putting links out to a single every couple days now, as in the 1 year anniversary of the album. Although today I did War of the Words, which is on Art of Words, just because it was Star Wars Day. Happy May the 4th be with you all. But yeah, if you guys got a minute and know any of the songs on the album, like I said the other day, I put out "Think It Through," the official Check Your Man's anthem. I know I did post links before for John 316 when I put the T-shirts out. So what should be the next one? I'm gonna drop a link to the next one on all the Our Son the Voice of Reason social media probably Friday, and I'm gonna let you guys decide what's gonna be the next one. So go to boombaptherapy.com and check out your favorite joints. Hit me up at any of the social media. You can hit me up Facebook, Our Son the Voice of Reason, Instagram, Twitter, any of those. Let me know which one you guys think should be the next one that I put a link out to the world about, and I will drop that on Friday. See, Shell is already saying the Alexa Gold joint Timelines. Yeah, she really does murder that record. You know what? Yeah, the decision is made. It's definitely going to be Timelines, because anything involving Alexa Gold is dope, and all the stuff that she's working on. What? BoomBapTherapy.com didn't work? Oh no. Oh yeah, you know what? It does that sometimes. My apologies. Thank you, Jen. 42. It's arsenalroycereason.bandcamp.com /boombaptherapy. I've actually also, if you negrosolstice.com is also the a way to get to that. I bought that last year, that domain name last year after the Negro Solstice. And yeah, so whichever one you think is the best. It's too late now because Shell already said we're gonna go with Timelines. So I'm gonna drop Timelines this Friday. It'll be up on all your social medias, medioids, whatever, for y'all to check out. In the meantime, go to boombaptherapy.com. Check out the album. The There's a couple of new tracks up on there. One called Multitasking, produced by Alexa Gold. There's another one called Brevity, produced by the Blue Marble. And Alexa's doing all my engineering now because she's amazing. And there's another one on the Gangstagrass Barnstormers page that's tucked in there. It's called House of R, produced by Alexa Gold. You can check that out if you hit the Gangstagrass Barnstormers page. There's a couple of classic joints on there too. A joint I did called Temporal Anomaly, and one I did called Cubism, both off of the Flight Brothers album, the Aaron and Wayne Review. So you can check all that stuff out at gangstagrass.com/barnstormers. Click the link, join up, and get all the cool stuff that we got on there. That's the deal. It is bedtime. So, thank y'all for joining me. I really do appreciate it. It's your man, our son, the voice of reason, a.k.a. the Super Triple. Triple Nation, wherever I'm at, you're at. You know we still out here, Triple Nation for life. The Reign of Steel, the comic book Jedi at Amalgam Comics and Coffee House. Shout out to my whole Amalgam family. Hey, yo, by the way, if you're a comic book person, support your local comic book store. That means buy your stuff. And don't be mean to them, because we're trying to be nice to y'all. This PSA is presented to you by the Comic Book Jedi. Yeah, that's the deal. I will see y'all next week. We'll definitely catch you guys on Friday for the Gangstagrass live stream. And yeah, that's the deal. We love y'all. Y'all be cool. Be safe. Wash your hands. Keep your mask on. Get you a shot. Get two if you need them. If you got extras, give me one. I'm trying to get them like variant collections, man. I already got my Pfizer, so if I can get 2 Modernas and a Johnson & Johnson, I'm good. I'm just licking doorknobs. Kidding. Y'all be cool. I'll talk to y'all later, man. It's your man, our son, the voice of reason. Hold it down. I will see y'all later.